Hello, enchanted brothers and sisters. I wanted to check in with you since we're already in the 8th galactic month of the red self existing moon year. If you haven't already, you can watch my previous videos where I talk in depth about this year's energy, 26th of July 2022, year of the red self-existing moon, and year of the red self-existing moon. I haven't been as active lately with these videos, and part of the reason is I've started to do cacao ceremonies with my boyfriend in Bucharest, Romania on a regular basis, so a lot of my energy is going into this. Also, lately I've been focusing more on being rather than doing. This is actually connected to Red Moon's energy. I'll get back to this in just a moment. First, I want to start by sharing with you a synchronicity that unfolded for me at the beginning of this year. As I mentioned before, I love witnessing how the dream spell unfolds in the lives of people around me. I've noticed the more aligned a person is with their soul and their mission, the more aligned they are with the codes of the dream spell, without following the calendar or without knowing anything about it. In the second month of the 13 moon calendar, a friend, an amazing woman, shared with me that she wanted to publish a journal to help women keep track of their monthly cycles, and that she wanted to call it Red Moon. I was like, wow, we're actually in the Red Moon year right now, and as I shared what Red Moon is about and how to work with this energy, my friend was amazed at how aligned Red Moon's description was with her vision for the journal. So much so that I actually ended having 2 pages about the Red Moon archetype published in this journal, which is more of a guiding book for women to learn how to tune into their body, how to understand their monthly cycles, and how to connect more with the feminine energy. 13 different women actually collaborated to create it, and it's just an amazing book filled with so much wisdom and information, with beautiful drawings and poetry. But unfortunately, it's only in Romanian for now. So if you are Romanian, message me and I'll give you the details of how you can purchase it. And it's been really insightful observing my menstruation through the lens of the dream spell, because I fill in the dates with those of the 13 moon calendar and the token. And I noticed that the first day of my moon cycle for the past months has always begun on a day with the red archetype as the main energy. Also, I noticed how the kin of my first day of menstruation is quite connected with the things that I experienced during that cycle and the themes that pop up. The reason I started with the synchronicity is because this year for me has been a lot about getting more in tune with my feminine energy. In the last years, I found myself connecting more with the masculine energy within me. As I'm sure you're all aware, regardless of our gender, within each of us, there's a mix of masculine and feminine energy pulsing within us. But we live in a very masculine environment where even women tend to embody these masculine characteristics. And it's not even the light aspects of the masculine energy. The feminine energy in both men and women gets suppressed. The masculine is defined by doing, achieving, guided by a logical mind and reasoning, oriented towards giving. It's a very focused energy, protective, confident, goal-oriented, and driven. The feminine is defined by being, guided by the intuition, oriented towards receiving. And it's interesting because I've always struggled to receive. I'd define myself as a giver and felt weird if I was at the receiving end. I've always kind of had issues manifesting and connecting with my feminine energy. Anyway, the feminine is more fluid, connected to creativity, emotions. It manifests vulnerability easily. And when the masculine and feminine energies within are in balance, we can experience a sense of fulfillment, wholeness, and harmony. Both the feminine and the masculine have light and shadow aspects. The shadows of the feminine manifest as powerlessness, codependency, being overwhelmed by our emotional reactions, being manipulative. The masculine in the shadows is quite an aggressive energy, confrontational, controlling, and competitive. And I tend to be all those things in my not so very best moments. The shadows of the masculine, I mean, which I manifest more than the shadows of the feminine. To be clear, this isn't me saying that masculine energy is wrong or destructive or whatever. Not at all. Both are the polarized aspects of this reality that make up the greater whole, the cosmic dance of the yin and yang. There can be no daytime without nighttime. There can be no masculine without the feminine. There can be no giving without the receiving. Yes, we live in a very masculine environment, but both the masculine and the feminine are out of balance. So it's important to work on creating balance between them first within ourselves. As a child, I found it difficult to connect with the feminine. Girls were just mean, so growing up, I ended up befriending more boys or other girls also connected to their masculine. As an adult, I started to embody a lot of my masculine energy. I was doing more, not giving myself time to be. I struggled to receive, feeling unworthy. I was repressing my emotions. I was afraid to be vulnerable. And when I did stop repressing my emotions, I found a lot of aggressiveness there, which was quite terrifying to face. Plus, as a world bridger, being a control freak is one of the shadows, so I manifested that too. And I easily fell into the pattern of overworking myself. In our society, doing and achieving are valued much more than being. People associate being with laziness and lack of productivity, and God forbid that we are unproductive. So I would scale my self-worth based on how much I would achieve or accomplish during a day. Thankfully, I didn't reach the point where I got sick or developed some kind of an illness, which is what happens for many before we realize that we need to change something in our way of life. All of this time is money paradigm makes us ignore the voice of our body, and it makes us push on instead of resting. Even worse, it makes us ignore our soul's voice because we have no time to pause, tune in, and listen. And people overworking themselves is a major cause of stress, and stress is a major cause of disease. On this topic, I really recommend the book When the Body Says No by Gabor Mate, which speaks of the different types of stress, including emotional stress and how they affect us physically. And it's kind of funny because here I am talking about how we need to escape the artificial matrix, and I fell into the same dark pit of endless productivity. This, I feel, only served as a reminder of how it doesn't matter what I consciously believe about my reality if I have unconscious programs interfering with my conscious beliefs. So for me, this year has been a lot about creating more balance between doing and being, between my masculine and feminine energy, telling myself it's okay to slow down, to rest, to not push myself if my body is asking me to stop. Because in the end, all of this is about tuning into the body more. That's how we step into beingness. And since the red serpent, the one who connects us with our body's wisdom, is the guide for this year, I'm really not surprised that I started to listen to my body more. And the more I step into being, the more I feel that I'm nurturing my feminine energy, which opens the doorway for more beauty, joy, and creativity to enter. Periods of being are precious gifts because they can give us amazing resources that we can further use in our times of doing. And the Red Moon Journal has been an amazing tool to support me in this process of beingness. Not only does it have some beautiful mandalas that you can color or draw into, which I love filling in with elements of the glyphs of the kin of my first day of menstruation, it also has a lot of tips of how you can connect with the feminine energy and lots of invitations towards beingness. Also, I feel the need to mention that balancing these energies, or balancing anything in life really, is something that takes time and patience. It's not a masculine process where you accomplish something only to check it off your to-do list. Rather, it's more of a feminine, continuous, and fluid process, like a dance where we keep losing our balance only to find it again more gracefully than the last time. So it's really important to not be hard on yourself, to tune into your intuition and your body's wisdom, and also to have a lot of self-compassion and understanding for those moments when you find yourself falling off the wagon, so to say. But the more we find our balance, the more we connect with our essence, which is exactly what the Red Moon's energy supports us to do. And another thing I want to say is that I can really feel the difference between the last red cosmic moon year and this one. The red cosmic moon year for me was about learning how to connect with my emotions, how to express them, how to let them flow after a lifetime of repressing them. And I love seeing how as I change, so does the way that I interact with the different archetypes of the dream spell change. Also, red self-existing moon being in the wave spell of the White World Bridger, letting go has been a major theme this year. I feel like I've been put in a lot of situations where I was asked to let go of how I expect things or myself to be, and to just accept what is and learn how to flow with it without trying to control what is happening around me, which is the perpetual struggle of the World Bridger. So naturally, my struggle to let go sent me down some emotional carousels. So how has this year been for you guys so far? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your experiences. And as always, any questions you might have about the Dream Spell calendar, or if you want to get a galactic signature decoding session with me to discover more about the different elements within your kin, you can send me a message on my Facebook page, my Instagram, or on my email. Wishing you a magical day in Lak'Ech.